For everything you want, preparation to receive and have such a thing is important. There's a common saying that preparation begot the result. How well you prepare for something determines the type of result you receive. God studies your preparation and from that knows whether you are set to receive such a thing. What you don't prepare for, you cannot take care of it when it is given to you. From the Bible account, we learned that whenever the nation of Israel sinned against God and He allowed their enemies to take them into captivity or ruling over them, when they are tired of their suffering and want Him to intervene, they prepare themselves in such a manner that God can help them. They begin to do away with foreign gods, foreign wives, and all acts and practice that doesn't give Him glory. And next, we see God stepping in to help them defeat their enemies or make a way for them to return to their land. Before Moses led them out of Egypt, they were told to prepare themselves, that God has stepped into the land of Egypt to take them to the promised land by Himself. And they all set out preparing. And when they were prepared, He came and did wonders, and by Himself took them to the land He promised their father Abraham. The story and events continue. God never gives you anything or takes you anywhere if you aren't prepared. It is like giving an inexperienced man an expensive gift to hold, or dressing a pig in fine and gold apparel. You don't commit something of value into the hands of someone who doesn't know the value or importance of something. When the children of Israel were calling on God for a deliverer, there needed to be a man who could carry the process. For you to scale through an interview and get employed, you must also prepare adequately by studying, making research and other necessary things to impress the examiners or interviewers. It is needful to note that God is not a magician. He does miracles and wonders, but His things follow process, and part of that process is preparation. Note this and never forget. Nothing would happen when you don't stand and play your part. For anything God does, there is the part of man and the part of God. Two players must be actively engaged. The depth of your preparedness and commitment would determine the kind and the manner of result you would achieve or receive from God. Are you ready to receive what God wants to roll your way? Have you paid the price to receive what God is set to release for you? Your preparedness is necessary. Some of the things to consider as you await the promise and the big things God wants to release to you. 1. Be in the right task, place, and assignment. Part of the preparation process is for you to be in the right field. Moses was in the wrong place, and that delayed the big promise God had for the nation of Israel. You must seek the face of God so that you can be better prepared and located in the right place and assignment. It was until Moses was chased out of the land of Egypt and began his training that attracted the attention of God. You would remain in the wrong location, and the promise God has for you would remain hanging. Engage yourself in seeking His face. Get to know His plans and agenda for your life, and that is what would attract and bring your way the blessings and promises He has for you. He knows the plans and purpose He has for you. They are thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. 2. Don't get tired in the place of prayer, intercession, and study. Your determination, consistency, and perseverance at prayer and in waiting is part of the preparedness, and show that you are actively engaged and waiting on God for Him to release the promises He has for you. Keep praying. Keep your place watching and keep waiting. It was when Daniel stood in the place of prayer and kept reminding God about His word through prophet Jeremiah that God intervened and the matter was put on front gear. Like a student who wants to succeed in his academics would keep attending lectures and studying, you must also do so as a sign that you are waiting on God and a show of your preparedness on Him to intervene. 3. Keep up with the training. It is part of being prepared. When you are consistent, you become better in your job. If you want to receive that big thing God has promised you, then you must ensure to keep and be at your duty post. Don't leave your assignment and engage in other things. You don't know when He would come to release the big thing your way, and when He comes and doesn't see you, He would definitely leave, and it might take long before He returns. Consider the case of Moses. Imagine he didn't come that day to graze or come to the mountain. He would have missed God's call for the mission and purpose of his life. He wasn't meant to remain a sphered forever. It was only the training assignment given to him, and he didn't fail in his duty or training. He was always coming to his post, and that was where God located him and asked him to remove his shoe, and the mandate to go and deliver the people of Israel was given to him. God would have probably got tired of waiting for him to finish his training and maybe looked for another person, because He is not short of means. So if you don't want to miss the big thing God has for you, don't leave your duty post. Don't leave your training. Don't be found unprepared. Preparation begot the birth of bigger openings. If you fail to prepare, you have already marked yourself off and a failure. Don't get tired or weary as you keep waiting. It is all in the posture of preparing. He never fails, and as His word says, that they that wait on their Master shall mount up with wings. It pays to prepare and wait for Him to show up. It is better to be prepared and He doesn't show up than for Him to show up and you are nowhere to be found. Endure the difficulties. Endure the pain. Endure the hardship. Endure the challenges. You would surely smile. You would mount up high. You would be celebrated. He would never leave or forsake you. Start preparing. Be ready. That big thing is coming your way.